Hey everyone. So in this video, we're going to be going through probably the most requested question that I get is why do you see ebbs and flows in your Shopify sales day over day? And it's a very, very good question because this thing looks like literally a roller coaster. Like it's going up and down and up and down. And there's 100% a reason why the algorithm is doing this. And they're doing this in your favor. It is honestly to benefit you. And there's a reason that it does this. And so we're going to go into all of that, exactly why that you see this. And you may see things start to even out as you continue to spend more, but typically, even once you scale up, you're going to see some fluctuations through your sales. And there's 100% a reason why. So, jumping into everything, you can kind of see even just in this graph right here. So, some days it was close to 900, and then it dropped immediately down to 500. And the next day was 500. And then, back here was 500, jumped up to 750, back down to like 700, and then back up to 900. So, the reason that Facebook does this is because Facebook is never thinking about how many sales it can get on a day by day basis. It's always looking to maximize sales over a 7 to 14 day period. It's always looking to do that. So when Facebook is sending people to your website, they're tracking everything that's happening on your website. They're tracking when people are adding to cart, if they're initiating checkout, how long they've been on the site. Maybe they've been on the site 90% longer than the average person. So that's going to be telling Facebook that this person is very interested in the product. Maybe they just haven't purchased yet, or maybe they haven't seen the ad enough times or been to the product page enough times to actually purchase yet. But they can still see the intent of what people are doing if they're adding the cart, initiating checkout, adding their payment info. They can tell if they're right on the edge of purchasing. It's also important to remember that a vast majority of people will not buy after just a single impression or like the first day that they see your ad. Sometimes it can take even 5 to 10 impressions over a 7 to 14 day time frame to get someone to actually buy your product. And so what Facebook does is it's gathering a cohort of people that it knows are going to purchase by seeing what they're doing on your website. So if it has a bunch of people that have added a cart, it essentially knows that these people are right about to purchase. Now, a lot of this also has to do with the timing of when they're purchasing, because it's important to remember that a lot of people they're busy, they're doing things, they're not looking to buy a product, they're on Instagram to do other things. And so they could maybe see these ads for the very first time when they're out shopping. They're at the grocery store and they see your ad. They're probably not going to pull out their credit card and start and actually buy it then, but maybe they add it to cart because they're going to come back later. And so Facebook can see those things and it gathers cohorts of people that it know will purchase by seeing what they're doing on your website. And we're going to get back to that in just a sec of why it does that. But first, so on the days where you have less sales, you may notice a spike in traffic or more traffic than average. Because a lot of the times when you don't get as many sales, Facebook is pushing your ads to a new group of people that have never seen your ads before because it has to test the waters. That's why you're going to have more traffic typically because it's cheaper to reach a new audience. Now, it's fair to assume that not everyone will buy on the very first impression, but some people will buy. So you can see this is why we had the dip in sales this day, is because Facebook is sending the impressions to a brand new audience. Some people are going to buy, but not nearly as many as when Facebook has a warm audience to target, the warm audience being the people that have already added a cart, things like that. And because Facebook is testing the waters with a new audience, some of the people, yes, they will buy on that first impression, but not nearly as much when Facebook has that warm audience to also target. But when we scroll down here and see this example, on days where you have a huge spike in sales, you may notice a dip in traffic. You can see here, we had 562 people online store sessions. And then here we had 621. So only about 60 more people went to the site, but we did almost $500 or about $450 more in sales this day. So the reason because of that, because Facebook is pushing your ads and more of your spend to people that have already seen your ads on these days. So more of the targeting is going towards people that are just about to convert. And this can be like the example before, they could be at home now because Facebook can see if you're on your mobile data or they can see if you're on your home network. And if someone's on their home network, they're much more likely to purchase because they're relaxed. They have more time to really look at the product or read everything. And that's why you're going to see the bigger sales because Facebook is targeting more of those people that it knows is going to convert. A lot of the time, you can typically see this on specific days throughout the week, like Saturdays and Sundays are typically good, um, Fridays as well. That's also why sometimes sales will come in. You can see here, the sales came in all at like 8 o'clock. And that's because people are home. When people are at work, they're not pulling out their phone like they got interviews, they got meetings, like they're not pulling out their phone to purchase a product during the day. Um, and so that's why you'll see those sales throughout the day like that. So if you're not getting sales like in the morning, um, you can see if we would have turned off the ads at 3 p.m. because we thought they were unprofitable, we would have missed out on about $500 worth of sales right there. And so that's why those sales can come in throughout the day and it's not a consistent, steady flow. And so that's also why looking at sales on that day by day will literally give you zero information on how your ads are actually doing, and it will really only cause you stress. I had to put this in all caps because this is so, so important to look at. Because with the examples above, if we're looking at sales on this day when Facebook is testing the waters, it's very unreasonable for us to expect that Facebook can just drive all these sales for brand new people um, because their entire goal is to maximize your sales on a 7 to 14 day period. So that's why we want to look at your sales versus your spend on that 7 to 14 day period. And honestly, things even get more consistent when you're looking at things on a 14 to even 30-day time frame as well. Because truly, Facebook does want to get you more sales. They're directly incentivized to actually get you more sales because then you'll obviously spend more money on the platform. And Facebook does have the smartest algorithm in the entire world. They know exactly who to show your ads to. They know exactly who to send your ads to. They know exactly who is going to be interested in your product just because they have so much data. They know essentially what everyone else is selling. So they know where people's interests lie in terms of purchasing products. But even though that they know all of that, expecting a customer to see your ad for the first time and buy is just not realistic. So when we look at your sales, we just have to look at that 7 to 14 day period to get a completely accurate picture of how your sales are going. And so overall, it's just very important to remember that Facebook is essentially looking to build up cohorts of people. And then once it has that cohort, it's going to heavily target them. You're going to notice a spike in sales. And then typically that next day, it's going to go back into testing the waters and it's going to find a new cohort of people. You're typically going to drive sales when it's testing the water because some people do purchase on that first or second impression. But we just don't want to look on those day by days because sometimes it can be testing water and sometimes it could be more of retargeting. And so that's why Facebook's doing that. And then if you would like a video on how to actually manage budgets and how Facebook uses your budget of whatever budget you give them in terms of your ad budget, if you'd like a video in terms of how Facebook is pushing out your ads, how you can best scale using your Facebook ad budget, just let me know in the comments and I can give you that video as well. But I hope this is helpful. I hope this gave more insight into how the ebbs and flows of Shopify sales work. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Take care.